How are we doing, everyone? Sam here, United People's TV live match reaction after Man United's 2-0 win over Huddersfield. Today was an important day for Manchester United, not only because we needed to overcome that defeat to Spurs, but it was the Munich Memorial, closest game on a Saturday at Old Trafford. It was a 1-minute silence, and the players, they put a performance in today. 2-0 Manchester United, a comfortable win, a comfortable performance, I suppose, over the 90 minutes. David De Gea in his 300th appearance for the club, effectively a passenger in the game. Huddersfield offered very little going forward, but it wasn't until the second half where United broke them down. Great finish from Romelu Lukaku, great cross from Juan Mata, and Alexis Sanchez scored his first goal for Manchester United. Amazing to see him doing that in front of the Stretford end, in front of 75,000 United fans playing for Man United. That's one of those, you had to be there moments, I suppose, and I'm not there. But Sanchez scoring for Manchester United. Doesn't matter how it goes in. He missed the penalty and scored the rebound, but fuck it. He's got his first goal for United. We can now push that to one side and just focus on moving forward. And that's what United had to do after Spurs. And Mourinho, he dropped Paul Pogba, he dropped Anthony Martial, dropped Pogba for Scott McTominay, who I think actually played pretty well, especially given that he got flattened twice. Once, a clear-cut penalty. It was a kind of awful to watch, to tackle. Slammed into the ground. Awful, awful tackle. Should have been a penalty, but it wasn't. And Huddersfield sitting very deep, made it hard for United, and we struggled to break them down. But Juan Mata, you saw why Mata can sometimes be better than Rashford on the right-hand side, because he goes for the passes that cuts through the lines, whereas Rashford or Martial, they'll naturally run at a defender and try and run past them rather than trying to cut the lines with the balls. It's like Mata and Pogba are much more easily capable of doing that. It's their style of play. And it was that made the difference. A wonderful cross from Mata and a great finish from Lukaku, who was getting a hell of a lot of criticism after the Spurs game. I personally considered most of it unwarranted, because you've got a striker like him and you leave him isolated, he will look shit. If you've got a striker like him and you put in good chances for him, he will score goals. I keep going on about it. Lukaku scored nearly 20 goals for us this season now. First year at Manchester United after a big move. He's doing well. Yes, Harry Kane showed him how to be a complete number 9. But Lukaku's never going to be that, I don't think. I think he'll improve. He's still got years of development ahead of him. But he'll never be as good in terms of an all-round game as Harry Kane is. What I think he can be as good as Harry Kane at is just scoring goals. And that's what he did today. But Alexis Sanchez, for me, man of the match. Simply because of his absolute desire to just get up and continue playing. Sanchez on his debut against Yeovil, battered off the pitch, kicked left, right and centre. Spurs, very isolated on the left-hand side, didn't really get in the game that much. Today, he was battered by Huddersfield. They kept fouling and fouling and fouling him, and he just kept on getting up. And his ability to run and turn on the ball and run at a defender, world class. He's great at carrying the ball. And just to see him scoring for Manchester United, getting that first goal, that was the important one. We can now, and as I said already, just look ahead to what Sanchez can do in a United shirt. But who was your man of the match? Let me know in the comments. Let's read through a few of them now. Scott McTominay is no better than Danny Drinkwater, says Nicholas Myers. I think that's probably a fair comparison. McTominay, he seems to be a little bit limited in how adventurous he can be passing the ball forwards. Very good at sideways, possession-based football, but I'm not sure that he's got the ability to change the game from central midfield, not like Paul Pogba does. But let's be honest, Paul Pogba is on a different level as far as central midfielders go. Let's see what happens between now and the end of the year maybe. But Mourinho put a lot of faith in McTominay. Mourinho, he was making a statement today. He put Martial on the bench, he put Pogba on the bench. I'll be honest, I don't know why Matic wasn't on the bench, or Smalling, given their performances at Wembley. But that's by the by. Mourinho was trying to make a statement today, and United responded because we won 2-0. Comfortable game. Luckily, Huddersfield was shit going forward. Didn't really threaten us that much. But let's see what happens in the next game. We've got Marco saying McTominay was man of the match, needs to play more. We've got Nicholas Myers saying Herrera will leave to Barcelona, can't even make our bench. I don't think he will, but when it comes to having space on the bench, you can't really have Pogba and Herrera. It's 2 central midfielders out of 7. That's not what Mourinho went for then. Schneider level, says Tribalare. Again, I think that's a fair comparison for Scott McTominay. I don't think he'll ever be, I don't know the right word to describe it, but I don't think he's going to be a star central midfielder. I think he'll complement whoever else is playing there. Just a lesser Carrick, maybe that's what you can call him as well. Man of the match was Alexis, says Firehouse. I agree with that personally. I think Sanchez was fantastic today. I think he's been fantastic in his first 3 games. Maybe I've got a little bit of red tinted specs on, but I just love seeing Sanchez play for United. And you can clearly see how much desire and grit he has to win football games, to win trophies. He just wants to win. And that comes across as a very arrogant, not sure how that personality is going to get on in the dressing room. But United need that. United need somebody who feels obligated to win, feels like they deserve trophies. That's what Sanchez feels like, and that will rub off onto his teammates. And that is what we saw today. The game deserved more goals there. 2-0, I think, is probably a fair result. We didn't have too many clean-cut chances. We certainly should have got another penalty in the first half, but let's see what goes on next. We saw Sanchez on the left today. We've seen Sanchez on the right. We've seen Sanchez through the middle. I think Sanchez on the left has worked the best so far, but I want to see Sanchez through the middle and Martial out on the left. That's the partnership I really, really want to see. That is where I think United will be absolutely unstoppable going forward. Got Alabama there saying Sanchez is the best at United. It holds and controls the game. 12 of the 18 fouls were on him. If that's true, doesn't surprise me. Sanchez really wanted to be involved at any opportunity. He looked for the ball. He ran deep for the ball. When Ibrahimovic ran deep for the ball last year, it was frustrating because he was too slow to then run and actually get involved in the attack as well. But Sanchez can collect the ball deep and run at a defender and create from deep. So he's got more of an all-round game. And he is a fantastic, fantastic player. But today, Man United needed to make a statement because we lost miserably to Spurs. That was a shit away day, a shit game and a shit performance. Today, very, very comfortable win over Huddersfield. Buried that 2-1. We lost away to Huddersfield early this season. Let's move on from Spurs. Let's move on after this Huddersfield game. Pogba, statement sent to him and Martial about performances. If you're playing bad, I'll drop you straight away. That's what Mourinho does, always does as a manager. But 2-0, 3 points, you've got to be happy with that. I am. My man of the match, Sanchez, and it seems like the majority of you agree with it. But shout out as well to McTominay, who I did think played very, very well today. That's it for the match review. If you're new, drop a like on the video, subscribe to United People's TV. We'll see you soon.